Hi everyone, welcome back for part 4 of Let's Play Puzzle Agent. If you recall, we are about to ride out to the factory and meet the sheriff. Sheriff Bog. They look dumb. And the sheriff has a marked snowmobile. So, what do we got around here? Two pieces of gum. Else. A investigation mark and a conversation mark. Let's look first.
Interesting. Out at their eraser factory. The doors to the factory are very locked. Some sort of custom-built contraption has got this place locked up tighter than Fort Knox. The device seems damaged, though. It seems to be missing a piece.
Yeah, let's talk to the good
Hi,
sheriff
Sheriff
here.
Bog? Yeah, I'm Nelson Tethers of the
He looks
FBI's
snowblind.
Department of Puzzle...
Agent Tethers, good to meet you. We got a real mess here. Yes, we do.
We do?
Oh, yes. It's gonna be a while before we can get this factory running again.
But my job is to get this factory back to making erasers.
Agent Tethers, you're in a right pickle.
Well, I should probably ask you some questions about the incident then.
That's what I'd do if I was a big, important FBI boy.
I get the feeling he doesn't like us very much.
What was this incident?
Well, we don't need to be dramatic.
What happened?
There was an explosion.
What?
Oh, yeah. A big explosion. And the foreman just never came home.
What happened to the foreman? My notes don't have a lot of details.
Well, we're still trying to figure that out. One day after work, Mr. Dabner just never came home. The accident was pretty bad.
Oh, is there a body?
Nope, he's just gone. Isaac Dabner's his name, if you don't have that in your notes.
We don't even know if he died in that explosion?
Won't be able to find that out till we find a way into the factory.
What did your investigation turn up?
Not much. I can't figure out how to get past this lock.
Well, that's because it's missing a piece. I can see that just by looking at it.
So it is. I guess that's why you make the big bucks, right?
That's right, sir.
Oh, we have a puzzle.
When did the accident take place?
Well, I've been trying to figure that out myself. Here's what I know.
Wrangling Watchmen. The Rest Easy Guard service was employed to keep watch over the factory from midnight to midnight yesterday. From their statements, can you determine the time of the big noise? So they had a 24-hour contract here, and these 4 guys were all assigned different blocks of that 24-hour period. Now, what you got here is he worked from 6 till he was relieved. He got the shortest shift, 3 hours. Only Bernie put in the full 8 hours, and he was there during the explosion. So what you can glean from this is that 1 hour before the last shift started, he was there on the last hour of his shift because he's talking about the explosion. Now, where could this happen? He worked 8 hours. He worked till 6, from 6 till he was relieved. And he worked 8 hours. We don't know anything about when he worked, but we can take some guesses now. If he worked from 6 till he was relieved, and he only worked the shortest shift 3 hours. Let's see. Well, let's see if the math makes sense here. He worked from 6 till he was relieved, okay? He can mean 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. But let's work backwards here. Now, he either worked from 6 till he was relieved, which he would have to actually work all 6, because if this guy took over at any time, he would take over at 9, because he got 3 hours. But for now, we have to assume that this guy worked from 6 p.m. till midnight. this guy would have been the one right before him, which means if he worked for him, the explosion happened at 5. So we now think he worked till 6. He took over. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he would have taken over. I can't think now. 10. Jeez, I'm better at math than this. So he worked from 10 to 6, and he worked from 6 to midnight. Which means that he worked from 7 to 10, and this guy worked from midnight to 7. Or this guy worked from 0 to... That doesn't answer all the questions, does it? Worked from 6 till I was relieved. Boom, 1 hour before the last shift started. 3 hours. Only Bernie put in the full 8 hours. 6 till I was relieved. But then again, if he worked until midnight, would he have been relieved? Yeah, he would have been relieved by the other guy. But something doesn't strike right about that with me. I just don't like the way that works. So let's say he worked the last shift, just for ease. Because the math will work either way, I do believe. But yeah, if he worked the last shift, he worked the shift before it. He worked the shift before that, and he was the one that started at midnight. He would have worked 6 hours. He would have worked 7. He would have worked 8, and he would have worked 3. 13, 16, 24. Now, what did I get the other way? 6 till he was relieved. He worked 6. That means he would have worked 7. He would have worked 3. He would have worked the 8. The sad part is both of them actually work. But the answer is 8. Okay. Yeah, I got this wrong the first time I tried it too. But I cannot, man, for the life of me, I cannot remember the exact. But anyway, the answer is 8. Because the way, there is something in there that I cannot remember right off the top of my head. But, yeah. Boy, I sound like an idiot now, don't I? Let's just see if the other one how gives us a better clue. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, my little niggling suspicion there was right. He had to start at 6 because he was relieved by another guard. Okay. That's how it works out. See, in the real world, shifts continue into the next day, which it would have continued on here. But in this world, you only had the one 24-hour period to work at. That's what the difference was. Iggy had to start at 6 a.m. That's why. So, because he was relieved. And apparently in this world, you don't get relieved at midnight the next night.
If there was
So
an
go figure.
explosion at that time, wouldn't the icicles on the building have been knocked off?
Good point. Maybe they grew back.
Well, I don't seem to be getting a lot of answers.
Listen, why don't you meet me down at the Moose Ear Diner later? I have some files related to the case that you may be able to help me with.
Oh, okay, but I really think...
Agent Tethers, it's a pleasure working with you. You're doing a great job. I'll meet you at the Moose Ear in a bit.
Smarmy little... Don't like that guy. Yeah, Davner doesn't trust him either. Or Davner. Tethers doesn't trust him either. I would imagine Isaac Davner doesn't trust him much, but yeah. Tethers here, just as suspicious as we are about that guy. But if you really want to, you can actually go back to the inn. You actually don't have to go, Oh look, a puzzle on the door. Who would have seen that coming?
Help wanted.
I hear that shop recently hired the local high school football team.
The whole team?
Yep.
New employee error. The varsity muskrats got after-school jobs at Hank's window shop, but they can't skip football practice. However, we can skip doing this puzzle until next time, which we will have to. So until then, take care everybody. See you later.